As I was organizing my craft room, I realized I didn't know what to do with all these oil paints that I had, but I did have this bulletin board and I had these pins on Pinterest. I started by clipping all of the paints that I had and then arranging them on the board how I wanted them to hang. Once I was satisfied with the layout, I went in with push pins. Next, I used the lines on my paper cutter to cut out even strips and then use those strips to cut out even squares. I'm just doing this on scrap watercolor paper that I had lying around, but you can use whatever you want. Once I had enough for each color, I wrote the names and swatched each paint that I had. Is this step necessary? No. But as someone who hasn't used these paints in a while, I think it'll be really helpful to actually see all the swatches as I'm getting back into oil painting. I use these tiny sewing pins to hang the swatches. Right before asking my husband to hang up the bulletin board for me, I dropped it and all the paints fell off. So here I am, putting them all back on so satisfyingly. To personalize it, I decided that I wanted to make that gap at the bottom a little scrapbook, so I added a few pictures and scrap paper that I had to make it cutesy. Ta-da! It's done! I love how this turned out. It's a really cool and practical way to store my paint.